Hello and welcome to Bahrain Now, your source of local initiatives, happenings, talents, and trends. I'm your host, Khalid Idris, here to walk you through our exciting lineup of segments and personalities from around Bahrain. So don't go away, we'll be right back. Bahrain Tourism and Exhibitions Authority, the BTEA, has recently announced the successful conclusion of the first edition of the Bahrain Summer Toy Festival 2024 at the Exhibitions World Bahrain, where it attracted more than 97,000 visitors from the kingdom and abroad. Distinguished as the first of its kind in the Kingdom of Bahrain, the festival provided an enchanting blend of entertainment and interactive activities tailored to diverse interests as part of the Bahrain Tourism and Exhibition Authority's efforts to achieve the goals of Bahrain's tourism strategy for 2022 to 2026. And to talk more about that, we are pleased to be joined here at the studio by the Director of Business Development and Licensing Directorate at the Bahrain Tourism and Exhibitions Authority, Mr. Majid Al Majid. Welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm very well. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you. Now, first of all, I'd like to start by asking you to brief us about the recently held Summer Toy Festival and how it turned out to be such a great success.
So, to start with, the Summer Toy Festival has been organized by the BTA in partnership with our strategic partners, Adana Amphitheatre and the National Bank of Bahrain. And as you mentioned, we were able to successfully attract more than 97,000 attendees and visitors, not only from Bahrain but from the region as well. And this really shows how the turnout actually was great, and to the point that we had a sold out show almost every day throughout the festival, throughout the 5 weeks of the festival. So yeah, that was a great start.
Brilliant. I mean, that just shows how much you were able to actually engage the audience. I mean, clearly, there was a lot of interest and hype for it as well. Now, it not only saw great attendance, but there were a lot of rich and diverse programs and activities and performances available. So could you give us a little bit more detail about that?
Yeah, so the festival featured a comprehensive program, I would say. We were able to bring in more than 25 international toy brands, catering for both boys and girls. The variety of activations throughout the festival was fantastic, but focusing on the main stage area that basically hosted more than 9 shows every day. The kids got the chance to have a meet and greet opportunity with their favorite characters. The musical concert that we had as well, Rasha Rask, it got sold out in like a few minutes. And that's a great indicator to how successful the concert was and the activations were at the stage.
I mean, clearly there was a lot of keenness and interest, and it's really great to see that as well. You were all able to provide enough variety for all of these interests to be met, and like you said, even taking into consideration, what little boys and little girls would like as well. So I think that shows great initiative. And on that note, I'd like you to elaborate on how this event goes in line with the BTEA's objectives.
So the event is fully aligned when it comes to making sure we're diversifying our tourism offerings. So the event took place at Exhibition World Bahrain, which is a state-of-the-art, I would say, venue that basically would be able to host more events and more festivals in the future. But what we did as BTA is we focused on not only promoting the summer festival, but promoting the area itself and then promoting Bahrain in general. So what we did is we created packages for visitors that would go in, spend a day at the Toy Festival, for example, and then maybe spend a day at the Bilaj Jazair beach, maybe give them access to the Lost Paradise of Dilmun, Gravity. So we tried to make a package and create a package for those visitors. And if I look at it from a different side as well, what we really saw is a jump in hotel occupancy rates, and that's also ticks a great box at the authority. It's not only focused on the festival itself, but it's focused on what else can it add to Bahrain as a tourism destination.
Brilliant. So it's this very kind of symbiotic approach where everything kind of feeds into the next. I think that's an incredible way of looking at things, and it's definitely great for the country and its tourism industry. Now, I understand that at the authority, there are an array of events and activities that are being organized throughout the year. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So we're looking at a different range of events here. So when it comes to the existing events that we personally organize, and then there are the events that we depend on the private sector to organize, and that's where we show our support and help when it comes to executing those events. But the objective is one at the end. So what we're trying to do here is to make sure that we have more of these events. We are coming up with new events. So just to give you an example, we launched Manama Nights, which was under the campaign of Manama, capital of GCC tourism. It was a first-time event, Manama Nights, during Ramadan, and we've seen a great turnout as well. So what we're trying to do is we're building on those type of events, not only focusing on the events we organize. There's a great surprise, inshallah, for the Celebrate Bahrain season in December, and that's where we're also revamping and elevating the type of events we do normally in December.
Brilliant. I mean, it really fits into the whole, the theme of like national identity, and as well, the weather will be great, which I imagine is always a plus. And can you tell us a little bit more about, we've touched on this quite a bit, but I mean, I'm sure you can give us some insider details on, for example, the tourism strategy for 2022 to 2026, and what are the efforts that the authority is putting in order to achieve those goals?
So as I mentioned earlier, so we're trying to diversify our tourism offerings. So at the strategy, we're basically focusing on four main pillars, which are the 4 A's, which are access, accommodation, awareness, and attractions. And then when we look at access, that's where we're working closely with our stakeholders, the Bahrain Airport Company, Gulf Air Group, to ensure that we have a smooth journey for visitors coming into Bahrain when it comes to visa process, when it comes to the whole experience of them going through the airport. At the same time, we're looking at how we can basically identify the right routes from Bahrain into Bahrain, and ensuring that we have the right connectivity. And then if we move on to accommodation, which is the second pillar, what I think we're really focusing on right now is how can we ensure that we have the right number of keys, number of rooms in Bahrain, and in order for us to be able to attract more big international events. Now we're trying to promote Bahrain as a MICE hub. In order to do that, we'll need the right infrastructure when it comes to the hospitality scene. Then if we move on to awareness, that's where our marketing and promotions team at the authority is really focusing on extensive promotional campaigns internationally, in the region, in Bahrain, and that is more focused on how can we put Bahrain out there on the map. How can we showcase what we have to offer? And we have five markets that we're really focusing on right now, which are the GCC markets, Germany, UK, India, and China. And then the last pillar is attractions, and that's where we're working closely with the private sector to identify the gaps in the market when it comes to what are the right set of attractions that we need to have here in Bahrain in order for us to attract, the right set of tourists and visitors.
Brilliantly said, and again, it's so promising to see this very holistic approach to tourism, taking it in from multiple different faucets, and even, for example, like you said, taking in hospitality and the private sector as well, which I mean, I think that is a great sign for things to come. Yeah. And now, just before we wrap up, is there anything, I know you mentioned a surprise, but is there any more activities or events that all of us in Bahrain should be keeping an eye out for? So
we're working on a variety of events and activities from now till end of the year. As I mentioned, Celebrate Bahrain is ongoing. We'll be announcing the Celebrate Bahrain calendar shortly, but we're working on promoting the Bahrain International Air Show, for example, which is coming up in November. We're hosting, as the Bahrain Exhibition and Tourism Authority, we're hosting the UN Tourism Gastronomy Forum for the first time in Bahrain in November as well. So it's a busy calendar. We'll be announcing them as we go. We're creating, more packages for visitors and align with those events. So keep an eye on calendar.bh for more details, and we'll keep on updating that regularly.
Definitely. I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of exciting stuff to keep an eye out for. And again, thank you so much for sharing all of this. And I can't wait to see what the authority comes up with next. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here today.
You're welcome. Anytime. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot to get involved with and a lot to look out for, so make sure you mark your calendars because the BTEA has a lot to keep us all busy, engaged, entertained, and informed. Stay tuned and we'll be back with more on Bahrain Now. Toastmasters International is a non-profit educational organization that builds confidence and teaches public speaking skills through a worldwide network of clubs that meet online and in person. And for 100 years and counting, Toastmasters have been expressing themselves better, practicing and evaluating in a fun club environment shining all around the world. And marking the 100th anniversary of the organization and the 1000th meeting of the Toastmasters Club Bahrain, we are thrilled to be joined here by Toastmasters members Ms. Sareen Hamid, Mr. Abdelaziz El Jassim, and Mr. Osama Jabri. Welcome to the show. How are you guys doing today?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting us. It's our honor to be here with you today.
It's a pleasure for us to have you. I mean, it sounds like you guys get up to a lot of very educational, very entertaining activities together. So to start with, I'd like to ask, what is the Toastmasters Club in Bahrain and how does it operate?
I would like to leave this question to Toastmaster Sareen. By the way, we call each other Toastmaster.
I like it.
That's right, Toastmaster Sareen, please handle it.
First of all, thank you for having me here. It's my pleasure. I would like to introduce myself, a small introduction. My name is Sareen Yusuf Hamid, and I'm a member of Bahrain Toastmasters Club since 1.5 years now. And I'm a networking major student in Bahrain Polytechnic. So regarding your question, first of all, I would like to say that Bahrain Toastmasters have been founded in 2002, and it is one of the most well-known and oldest clubs in Bahrain, which have been active since more than a decade until now. And in terms of how does it operate, we focus on regular meetings where we meet on weekly basis, to be just more specific, each and every Tuesday, where the members have the opportunity to practice their public speaking skills, where they can also enhance their personality and to develop their leadership skills and communication skills by practicing their public speaking skills, whether it was the prepared speeches or unprepared speeches. And moreover, each and every speaker in the Toastmasters gets a constructive and supportive feedback on his or her speech given. And what I can say further is we use the structured Toastmaster curriculum, which is provided by the International Toastmasters. And lastly, I would like to add is what makes Bahrain Toastmasters different and unique among all other clubs. For sure, I'm not here to compete with any other club or debate with them, but I would like to mention what makes us unique and different is the friendly and welcoming environment for the member, where if a member or a person decided to step out from his or her comfort zone into the doors of the Toastmasters, they won't feel that they are in a new let's say educational journey or a new stressful journey, whether to develop their communication skills, their leadership skills, or even to gain some public speaking skills. They won't feel that they are in a new stressful journey, not at all. They will feel that they are in a new, encouraging, supportive, and welcoming environment. So just to sum up, I would say that Bahrain Toastmasters is the best place for a person to build his or her confidence.
Brilliantly said. I think that was a very succinct and very well said introduction to the Toastmasters Club in Bahrain. On that note, how many members does the Toastmasters Club in Bahrain have, and what are some of the activities? Like, if you can give us an example of how people can improve their public speaking skills.
So we are around almost 35 to 40 dedicated Toastmasters, and in terms of activities, we have a lot of activities, but I'll try to make them short for the sake of time. First of all, I would like to say in terms of, like, let's say in the aspects of formalities, we have our regular meetings where the member has the, as I mentioned in the previous question, has the opportunity to practice their public speaking skills. And just to be more brief, our meeting is, let's say, divided into two main sessions, the educational session and the evaluation session. The educational session is also divided into two parts, which is the prepared speeches and unprepared speeches, where we call it in the Toastmasters the impromptu speeches. Moreover, we have the evaluation session where each and every person gets the constructive and supportive feedback on his own or her speech. And beyond the formalities, we have many other activities. We are eager to organize social gatherings for the members to come to know each other more and to strengthen the, how can I put it, to strengthen the communication between the members. Like we have the Eid gatherings, we have Ramadan gatherings, and also we have the entertaining gatherings such as bowlings and billiardos. And furthermore, we are eager to celebrate the special occasions such as recently we celebrated the 1000 meeting of the Toastmasters, and we were so proud of it. We have reached the 1000 meeting milestone. So we celebrated this special occasion recently. And lastly, I believe we have the biggest activity in the Toastmasters, which is the international contest. The international contest starts from the club itself, where the members, let's say, compete with each other, and we will be having 3 winners. The first 3 winners will be taken then to the second stage of the international contest, which is the area contest, which consists of 3 to 4 clubs. And if the person or the winner passed the area contest, he will be or she will be taken to the third stage of the international contest, which is the district. District, right? District division, which consists of Iraq, Bahrain, Kuwait, and also Egypt. And then if a Toastmaster passed the third stage, he will be or she will be taken to the second last stage, which is the division. And then the winner will be taken to the final stage, which is the international contest. So to wrap up, I would say that we have a lot of activities, but for the sake of time, I would mention these points.
I mean, that is a brilliant answer, and I also really like the fact that this club has a lot more going for it, and it's very community-based, the fact that you have evaluations as well, and I think that is, having constructive criticism is something that I think we all need a lot more of in the world, especially if you're actually looking to improve. And the fact that you're fostering that kind of community where people can come together and they're comfortable enough to evaluate each other, but also, you know, for example, have social outings. I think that that is a very conductive environment for people looking to actually improve. Building on that, I know you guys have a program, the Pathways program. So I'd like to, which promises to leverage over 300 practical workplace skills. So could you guys tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, Pathway is the interactive and flexible educational program. We have around 11 pathways. It depends on what do you want to achieve. It depends on what are your strengths and your weaknesses and where you would like to grow. Therefore, we have what we call it dynamic leadership, leadership development, motivational strategies, presentation masteries, and engaging humor even, which is really important in our life. Othermore, how do you decide, how do you select your pathways? We have 3 ways, in fact. The first way is you decided what do you want to do, and then you enroll in this pathway and you start your project. It's about 5 levels. Each level has 5 projects. Each project has certain criteria, certain things that you have to achieve and conduct. Number 2 is you consult your mentor, because every time we induct a person, we have to assign a mentor for him to walk with him and to get his advice, and is an experienced person. Number 3, which is very interesting, is that you can conduct a survey, a questionnaire, 10 questionnaires. After you answer these questionnaires, the system will generate for you 3 pathways. And then you can pick up any one of them. It depends on you as a member. It depends on what do you want to achieve. Therefore, when you finish the pathway, you will improve your public speaking. You will gain what we call it the skills of anything, leadership or presentation. These are the pathways, and they are adding more. The interesting thing is that the pathways are in Arabic, English, German, French, Chinese, Portuguese, and different other languages. It means that nothing can stop you from learning.
Brilliant. So not only is it very personalized, it's also very accessible as well, which I mean, again, it's great to see something that allows so many different people from so many different backgrounds and like to benefit, to come together and to benefit basically as one. Now I'm sure that, you know, anyone who participates in Toastmasters walks away with a bucket full of skills, basically. So could you tell us a little bit about what those main skills are? I mean, I know that there are some more obvious ones, but what are some of maybe the skills that you didn't expect to develop, and what that means for people as a person, how they can benefit from those skills?
I would like Toastmaster Abdelaziz to answer.
Oh, sure. Thank you. Well, look, when you join a Toastmaster session, you get up on stage and you're performing in front of 25 people, maybe more, for 5 to 7 minutes, you're definitely going to gain confidence. So that's one skill that you will take. And it's obviously a very highly valued skill, but it's not at the top of my list. Because what is confidence without the grammar and the English speaking skills? This is something that I noticed that you could pick up from Toastmasters. We have role takers. Amongst these role takers, we have a grammarian and an all counter. Now, the purpose of the all counter is to ensure that we don't use any filler words in our speech, such as so these things that we tend to do, they cut it off. They try to cut it off our speech, so we're more aware of it. The grammarian, I'd say, is more of the backbone of the role takers, pays attention to the phrases and sentences that you use and nitpicks the details to ensure that you're using your sentences correctly or incorrectly. So they give us a report at the end of the session. So all of this will keep you well aware of your grammar skills. And one more thing I forgot to mention. The grammarian also has the capability, has the task of assigning word of the day. This word of the day can be anything from such as lucid to horrid. And we have to try and incorporate that into our speech at least once as we talk. So this improves our vocabulary and grammar. So English, out of the way. You get that grammar and vocabulary going, you'll be really good. One more thing I'd like to point out is the fact that in our table topic session, which is the impromptu speaking session, you are forced to literally speak for 2 minutes on a question you have no clue about. So thinking on your feet is actually a skill that we all need in our lives, especially when you're out in the real world, you get put in situations that you have no clue what to do or say. So with the skills of having confidence and good English speaking skills to get your points across more articulate in an articulate manner, you'll be good to go. You'll go far in life. So that's what I have to suggest or offer.
Brilliant. I mean, again, the main theme that I'm getting from this is communication, basically. I mean, the long and short of it is communication, and also expression, which, I mean, again, it's like you said, you need those skills wherever you are in the world, whatever position you hold. You know, it's really nothing if you can't really communicate what you have thought out. And the more you're able to communicate, I mean, I just think that opens a lot more doors. So it's really promising to hear. And as well, the fact that there's that constant maintenance of language, that you guys have to incorporate different words, or you have to talk about a topic you know nothing about. I mean, I think that kind of forces you as well to retreat into your mind and look at, make an educated guess and maybe see where you're lacking and where you're not in terms of general knowledge. Now, as we mentioned earlier, you guys are celebrating 100 years this year, and Toastmasters Club in Bahrain has recently held the Southern meeting, so congratulations, that sounds like quite a lot. So can you tell us a little bit more about, for example, this is a much more personal question, which is more about the sense of community that you guys have and the improvements that you've seen during your time with Toastmasters?
Allow me to answer this question. In fact, we concentrate on building leadership skills and communication skills, which are very important skills for anybody. We always say that if you want to recruit somebody, recruit him for his attitude, but train him for the skills. So what about if you are ready when you apply to your career, that you have build the skills and you have their attitude? Therefore, you've achieved many benefits of joining the Toastmaster. You achieve, number one, building your public speaking. Number two, you build your leadership skills. Number three, you build your network even, because all of us, we want to learn. You build what you call it competitive advantage, that you are one step ahead of others, especially in your career. In addition to this one, you have a self-confidence to communicate and speak and start to send your message and receive the feedback. Therefore, all these benefits are in favor of joining Toastmasters. As I said, it's an interactive and flexible. And the most important as Toastmasters sitting that we evaluate. Many companies they train, many companies they conduct courses, but they don't evaluate. Here we evaluate for the benefit of the person. We evaluate because how to gain the skills. You gain the skills in 3 areas. You learn, you practice, and you make mistakes. So when you make mistakes, you again go back to the learning process, practicing, making mistakes, and you start building up and growing your skills. Therefore, we contribute this one, we give this one to our community, to our people, to learn. If you are willing to learn, you have the tool, you have the Toastmaster.
It's brilliantly said. And actually, I want to go back to the point of evaluation, because I think that being able to evaluate your peers and being able as well to take that evaluation in stride, because I mean, I think nobody's really a fan of criticism in general. I mean, I think we can all agree on that. But when you're giving constructive criticism, I think being able to take that in stride and actually take it and be like, okay, you know what, this is an area that I've identified is an area that I need to build upon. I think that in itself is a skill. Could you guys give us a little bit more information on what that evaluation process looks like?
The speech comes first, the evaluation comes last. So after all 3 speakers finish, the evaluators come at the end and start giving their constructive criticism about each person. We always like to point out areas like where there is a certain style to it, a certain structure. You go from the, well, you can start off with the advantages of what the person did really well at, and then you go on to the negatives. But the thing is with these Toastmasters that are doing their evaluations, they do it in such a way in which even the negatives look like positives. It's like you're giving out this vibe that, you know, as I know you're doing, this is a bit of a difficult situation for you here, but we can improve it, you know? Could you add to that, Osama? Just a little more?
In fact, it's very important to mention 2 points. We don't criticize, even if it's anything. We mention or we tell him the things to be improved. Things to be improved and things that he did good. If you watch any play, the player cannot say that I did good. If he tell you that I did good, don't come again and watch it. Who will tell you is the person sitting behind the stage and tell you what you have done wrong and what things that you can improve. So therefore, as I said, when you make mistakes, we evaluate you. We tell you the things that you have done it in the right way and we have learned from you. It's mutual process. And things that you need to improve. Like for instance, as Toastmaster Abdulaziz, he said, try to avoid. Try to use your vocal varieties, use your body languages, because communication is not only verbal. Communication is verbal, non-verbal. So it means that you should do this one, you should do this. It's all constructive based on we care, you grow. We care the growth itself. And if you don't follow this one, you are not growing. Therefore, no need to come here. Evaluation, it's one of the most important process in the Toastmaster. Nobody in the companies, when they conduct your courses, they evaluate you. We evaluate. We continue evaluation till you finish your pathways. So it's a continuous process. And it's very healthy. And as I said back, I will come back to this, it's things to be improved.
So, I mean, it's like you were saying earlier, communication is not just about, it's not just about words, it can also be body language, and not even just, putting the words out there, it's also how you frame them. For example, calling something an area for improvement. I mean, I think that just shows that you guys are quite the wordsmiths, actually. And it's like you said, it's also very healthy. It will allow you to be able to point out these areas without putting the person down or without kind of diminishing their confidence. And I just used a filler word.
So you should join Toastmasters.
Yeah, I think I should. But on that note, again, I just want to really reiterate, I'm loving the sense of community, that you're not only building on yourselves, but you're also building each other up. So I think that that's fantastic. And now on that note, actually, while we were talking about I should be joining Toastmasters, if someone is interested in joining, what's the process like?
In fact, each club has its different process. For the Bahrain Toastmaster Club is our club. We invite through the media, we have what you call it, Vice President membership. His role is to bring new people to the club and of course maintain the existing people. We allow 3 visits free of charge. He can come interact with us, engage with us, learn the process, learn things, meet people. And then after this one, we have to induct him. As soon as we induct him, we assign a mentor. A mentor is an experienced person. A person in Toastmaster and a person in life is an experience that he can walk with you, he can guide you if you need his. He's not a coach, he's not a teacher, he is a mentor to advise you. And this is a very important process because when you feel comfortable with somebody, you will walk with him till the end. And then after you join, you start your pathway based on what do you want, as we discussed before, as we told you before, based on what do you want to achieve, where you want areas to grow. And then you continue. You can finish 1 pathways, you can finish 11 pathways, it's up to you.
Brilliant. Okay, so I mean, there's again, it's incredible to see how flexible as well the program is, and it's like we keep saying we've said throughout this conversation, you guys have really driven that point of leadership and communication, and I've noticed as well a lot of self-accountability as well with the evaluations, the fact that the mentor is not like a guide or a coach, but someone you can kind of learn from and grow from, if I'm understanding correctly. And now, just before we wrap up, is there anything you guys would like to add?
Yeah, I'd like to add something. So I've learned a lot from my parents that I have to get out of my comfort zone. And so when I joined Toastmasters and I went up on stage, obviously my heart was pounding. But when I looked at the faces of everyone that was just watching me, you couldn't believe how genuine it felt, that the smiles on their faces made me want to continue. And after I finished my speech, they gave me just most wonderful feedback. Even though I thought I did really badly, they were complimenting me, they were telling me you did really great, and then there's like just a few areas that you could improve on. And that was literally what got me into Toastmasters. That was the, what do you call it? Like I'm not really sure what the word is now. It's like a table topic. Anyways, so I really urge everyone to try and get out of their comfort zone and to continue practicing doing what they don't like, because eventually, this comfort zone of yours will expand. I never would have thought that I would be here today. I wouldn't have been here today if I did not attend Toastmasters, to have that courage to come up and do an interview with you. But it feels relaxing with you anyways, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Honestly, this has been an absolutely great conversation. Is there anything else anybody would like to add?
Can I add a little? Toastmaster is not a club. Toastmaster is a life journey. It's your life. It's your journey in life. It's not that you join a club and then you leave. It's not a basketball or football. It's a life. It's you. It's if you want to grow, you have to join. It's endless life. It's endless journey between you and the team or the network you establish. It's you, parents, life, siblings, everybody around you will be affected with your journey, and they will support you. Bahrain Toastmaster is here to support others, and as Toastmaster Sareen, she said that we have 40 members, and 40 members from different part of the world, different ages even. The minimum is 18. We accept only 18s. We have 70 years old. It's not an age, it's learning, it's growing, and this is our concept, the Toastmaster.
Brilliantly said. Again, it has been such an honor talking to you guys, and clearly you guys are doing incredible work, because this conversation, I forgot that I was doing an interview.
That's amazing.
So I really enjoyed this chat, and I hope that we can welcome you guys back again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check out Bahrain Toastmasters. They've got a lot of incredible things going on, particularly if you're looking into developing your leadership skills or your public speaking skills. Now, stay tuned, and we'll be back with more. And now, let's take a look at what's going on beyond the studio in the following report.
Since its first participation in the 1984 Olympic Games in Los Angeles, the Kingdom of Bahrain has been able to ascend podiums with efficiency and competence. The Kingdom of Bahrain's history of achievements and outstanding results in various Olympic Games is a result of the royal patronage and support of His Majesty the King and His Majesty's continuous directives to provide the best for Bahraini sports. It also comes as a result of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister's keen follow-up on sports affairs, which strengthen Bahrain's position as a leading country in making sports achievements. These achievements also reflect the great efforts exerted by His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad and His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad, who played a prominent role in developing the sports and youth sector through their keen and direct follow-up and their tireless efforts in promoting the National Olympic Strategy. In light of this royal support in sports efforts, Bahrain has captured the world's attention during the Paris Olympics, topping Arab countries and ranking 33rd in the world with 4 colorful medals, 2 gold, 2 silver and 1 bronze, bringing Bahrain's tally to 8 medals. Bahrain's ambition does not stop at the Paris Olympics. Bahrain seeks to add more medals to its golden record and strengthen its position as one of the leading countries in sports in the world.
Bahrain is committed to adopting initiatives and achieving milestones in caring for and supporting young people, enhancing their role in serving the kingdom and contributing to its development. The focus concerning youth and their empowerment holds a notable position in the royal vision of His Majesty the King, who believes in the vital role of youth in the kingdom's development and prosperity. This vision acknowledges the importance of youth in shaping both the present and the future, asserting that ensuring the sustainability of the comprehensive development process requires Bahraini youth to reach the highest levels of efficiency and excellence. In order for young people to assume various leadership positions, the government, headed by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, is keen to adopt initiatives and provide them with opportunities. This approach motivates young people to embrace their national obligation with full capabilities and enhances their spirit of creativity and innovation, thus contributing to the building of a prosperous present and a promising future for Bahrain. The support of His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad and His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad for youth represent a cornerstone of the successes and achievements attained by Bahraini youth across all fields. These efforts are aimed to support youth projects and discover young innovators from within and outside Bahrain, alongside other programs and initiatives.
A Southern Cuisine Workshop was held at Youth City 2030 in collaboration with the U.S. Embassy in the Kingdom of Bahrain, which was presented by renowned American chef Wita Michel.
Hello, I'm Zainab. I'm here in Southern Cooking Workshop with Chef Wita in Youth City. I'm so excited to join this workshop in order to learn more about American cuisines and also to exchange cultural experiences with the chef.
Hello, my name is Mohammed Al-Haiki. I'm a participant in the Southern Kitchen. I came here to see the difference between the Southern cooking and the Bahraini cooking. I have went through different cooking classes, and in this class I'm looking at the difference between the American cuisine and the Bahraini cuisine.
Chef Wita is the owner of Holy Hill Inn, a restaurant focused on using local ingredients in the U.S. state of Kentucky. She has been a James Beard Foundation Award nominee as Outstanding Restaurant and as Best Chef Southeast numerous times, competing against chefs in major metropolitan areas.
My name is Wita Michael, and I'm a chef from the United States. I live in the state of Kentucky, and I'm here at Youth City for the Ministry of Youth, teaching all about Southern cooking to all the students who are participating. Well, I'll be here for the whole week. I started yesterday, and they wanted to learn about Southern cooking. I think the thing that's wonderful about Southern cooking in the United States is there are a lot of similar ingredients to Bahraini dishes, and so some of the students are seeing that now with like the okra, the tomatoes, chicken, greens, and so it's been really fun and wonderful to get to know the young people. Today I had the opportunity to tour the Central Market with Youssef and Ahmed and some of the other participants and organizers for Youth City, and it was just amazing. I feel like Bahrain is so lucky to have so much good market, so many beautiful ingredients, all the fruits and vegetables, and I love the lamb. That's something we have in common in Kentucky with Bahrain and its cuisine, and all the seafood. I mean, shrimping season, it's beautiful. So I really enjoyed my trip to the market today, and Bahrain is a stunning, stunning country, really beautiful to be here.
The training collaboration aims to strengthen ties between the United States and Bahrain in entrepreneurship and youth empowerment, by showcasing Southern cuisine from the United States, providing valuable insights in restaurant management and hands-on experience in cooking. More than 21 enthusiastic young participants took part in this event as part of a series of workshops, organized through a collaboration between the U.S. Embassy in Bahrain and the Ministry of Youth Affairs. Participants had the opportunity to explore and cook iconic Southern recipes, receiving valuable tips from Chef Wita, while also exchanging cultural cooking traditions.
This brings us to the end of today's episode. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and remember, you can always reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below. We love hearing from you. This was Khalid Idris. Until next time, good night and God bless.